Brad Fetters here alongside Andy Aubrey, coming to you from the Detroit Skating Club as we get set to call the action tonight in girls varsity hockey. And we start out our coverage with the home team, the Bloomfield Black Hawks. And Andy, this was a state championship team a season ago, but they've lost a lot of talent from that team.
Yeah, a lot of turnover. We talked to Coach Mick earlier, and he was a beaming, proud father of that team. They won the states, as you mentioned, and so as in all high school sports, there's a movement on graduation, and that's what they're dealing with now is some inexperience.
Birdie Parker will be in net tonight for Bloomfield, and she's a good backstop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's real good. She moves well side to side, and she's been a stalwart for them in net. And you got to have that. You got to have the good goaltending for any level of success in the game of hockey. So we're looking forward to seeing her play.
You were able to catch up with their head coach, Mick Singland, to see what he had to say before tonight's hockey game.
High school hockey's adding more and more teams, but as you see, some of the games we've had just our opponents haven't been able to fill rosters. It's been rough on them. Travel teams are down a little bit, but I think COVID really, kids started doing other sports, and money and everything that comes along with hockey is, beat us up a little bit. Our goalie, Birdie, she's been phenomenal. Our captain, Lily on D, she's an all-stater. Her partner, Kayla, has been great. We got a lot of new kids, and a couple of them you'll be surprised out there. They're new to hockey, but they can play, so they're a lot of fun. We were the D2 champs. A double overtime game down at USA Hockey was so much fun, but then we lost numbers. We graduated quite a few and lost a couple girls, so it's been tough this year, but last year was incredible. One of the best years I've coached.
As for tonight's opponent, Livingston United, Andy, this is a wide-ranging mix of student athletes for Livingston.
Yeah, and as is the case, Brad, with a lot of programs around the state, these schools tend to meet up together just to field a team or have a full team on the ice. In their case, they've got Heartland, Howell, and Brighton High School making up the Livingston team. So they've traveled some distance to be here, but similar to the Bloomfield Hills team, they've had a big amount of kids graduate, so a lot of inexperience on the ice, but their coach, John Angerman, who I spoke with earlier, was optimistic about the prospects of their team, so we'll see how they play this afternoon.
Let's see what he had to say to you earlier on this afternoon.
We're a little bit of a rebuild year. A lot of girls graduated last year, so just trying to get it back together, grow the team, and hopefully set them up for next season. A little more experienced. A lot of frustration with the shutdowns, and players just said, you know what, let me go do something that's outside, that's not shut down, and yeah, we lost quite a few. Yep. We hope they continue to play, into the senior leagues. That's really the goal, lifelong sport. Skylar McGee has been doing great, and then all four of our defensemen, Lily and Layla, and all four are outstanding back there.
Starting lineups and opening puck drop coming up next right here on BACB Sports.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Welcome back inside the Detroit Skating Club here in beautiful Bloomfield Township, Michigan. Brad Fetters alongside Andy Aubrey, nearly set to go. Girls varsity hockey. There's a look at the Bloomfield Black Hawks in their home white jerseys with purple trim. Livingston United Knights will be in their road gray jerseys. That Knight logo right in the center of the sweater.
A little bit of Vegas Golden Knight, I guess we could say influence. Same exact uniform. Looks good, though. Both uniforms.
Birdie Parker, the aforementioned goaltender for Bloomfield, getting the start for the Black Hawks. Hannah Anderson, the captain, in goal for Livingston, and we'll get a tie-up right at center ice. The official took a spill. The centerman there for the Knights lost a glove, lost a stick. Everybody appears to be okay. And we play on. 15 minutes up on the big board. This should be a fun one. A lot of new players to both teams. I'm a feeling out process in terms of today's action, but also in terms of the sport of hockey. Coach Singland talking to us prior to the start of tonight's game. He said, listen, we had some girls that just started skating for the first time back in November. So this is a Blackhawk team that won the state championship a season ago, lost a whole bunch of talent from last year's team. I think Coach Singland said, what, 12 seniors?
Yeah, that's tough to come back from. I mean, you're basically starting from scratch here. And but he's good hockey, man, and he's got the patience to work with the ladies, and can't really wait to see how they come.
So the Knights will try to clear it out of the zone. Swept through, but not out. Going after that puck. Bolton couldn't clear it out of the offensive zone. Here come the Blackhawks now, centering pass just out of reach of Maya Emman. Comes over to the short boards and carried out to center ice. Ariana Russell had it taken off her stick there by Ashley Vaufray. Vaufray supplying a little bit of a forecheck, knocked the Golden Knight player off. That was Russell that went down to the ice. The defenseman, Anna Young, looks up ice, glides through center, gains the offensive zone. Blackhawks looking to change. Parker makes the very first save of the hockey game and covers. Nearly 2 minutes gone by first period of play.
Well, like you said, Brad, these first few minutes are just sort of a get your legs under you type of pace to the game, I guess you could say. And you see the referee giving a little bit of advice to Birdie over there.
Jay Boyd is going to take the face-off here for the Knights. Good camera ice level shot there, and it's won by the Blackhawks. With the back on the backhand, tries to go forehand, tries to guide the puck across ice. Will do just that onto the stick of Jay Boys. Boys pulls up, has a trailing teammate in the form of Emmy Elbert. River Smith along the blue line here. Ties up momentarily with number 16, Paige Gardner. Skating into the slot, couldn't get the shot off. Two Knights fall down. This could be an odd man rush now for the Blackhawks if they hurry. A little 4-on-2, but stepping up and making the play. Bukta out of her own defensive zone. Nice play there by number 71.
Yeah, big poke check there. She stopped the rush.
Just out of the reach of Gardner. She'll go in after it. Will be the Blackhawk that steers it along the end boards. Turnover in the offensive zone. Now a turnover on the defensive side for the Knights. Lily Emmon with it. Tried to center, goes all the way across the ice to the far side boards. Golden back there for the Blackhawks. Has it on the forehand, looks up ice. Gabriella Golden mentioned to you prior to tonight's hockey game that she would like to be interviewed. I think you had some sage advice for her.
Yeah, I said score a bunch of goals and we'll make you the player of the game. You got it.
Golden has it now along the short boards. Lost it in her skates. Has to backtrack momentarily. Guided through by Bukta. Look out. Here's a 2-on-none for the Knights. But a nice play defensively by Lily Emmon.
But then she told me, oh, I'm a defenseman. I don't score. I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Emmon on the breakaway. Lily Emmon, top shelf with the goal. Lily Emmon gets the party started here for the Blackhawks.
Well, nice breakaway, and she just stayed within herself, and it was nothing but her and a wide open net there over the right shoulder of goaltender Lily Bukta, and Bloomfield Birmingham. The Knights are on the board with the first goal of this game. It's 1-0.
Really going top shelf. Able to beat Hannah Anderson.
Head up, good.
Now the Knights will look for the equalizer. Cut off.
From number 16, Paige Gardner, and number 2, Jada Morrissey.
So they'll give Paige Gardner and Jada Morrissey the assists. .352 of the opening period of play. Blackhawks strike first. Bolton far side. And thrown on goal. Ooh, big juicy rebound scoring chance for Russell. Turned aside. Parker goes stick to glove and will cover for another face-off.
And probably wise, there were a few of the Knights kind of bearing down on her, so she decided, let's just control this puck and happily take the face off to her left.
McGee taking on Brush. McGee wins it. Pass along the blue line. Bloomfield Hills will just slice it through center ice, and we'll go after a little dump and chase type play, banking it off the sideboard, and then getting it herself. Anna Young plays it forward, behind the stick of Russell. Black Hawks, those home white jerseys with Hills diagonally across the sweater.
Pretty much the same as the boys, right?
Yeah, kind of an old school, just a very simple look.
It's a good look.
Kind of reminds you maybe perhaps of the New York Rangers with the Rangers diagonally across the jersey. Good opportunity, the first of the hockey game for the Knights there. Turned aside once again by Birdie Parker. A couple players tie up, including Skyla McGee. Kayla Glazier out on the ice for Hills. Unable to get it out of the zone. Look out. Scoring opportunity here for the Knights. And right on the doorstep. Couldn't pull the trigger. Russell, the Knight nearest to the puck, now goes to the backhand off the side of the net. And Hills defensively dodging a couple bullets there.
Yeah, Knights dangerous. Definitely buzzing around the net.
Mandel carries it into the offensive zone. Tried to flip the puck over Anna Young's stick. Young goes back after it, plays it along the end boards. Knights have to avoid the too many men penalty. That was a good, clean line change. Hills will look to get a couple forwards back on the ice. Skating it all the way in, Jay Boys. Boys, an opportunity right on the doorstep. And the biggest save of the hockey game thus far made by Birdie Parker.
And she was on that one. Absolutely had to be sharp. And we'll take another quick look at it here. Just couldn't quite get it up high, but Birdie was on the doorstep, and she made the save.
Have an unusual goalkeeper number 3 for Birdie Parker. Typically you see goalies in the 30s, maybe even number 1.
Well, goaltenders are a little quirky, right? They always have been.
I can think of a pretty good number 1 that played goaltender for the Detroit Red Wings. Mr. Terry Sawchuk.
Oh, yeah. I think, wasn't Jimmy Rutherford number 1, too?
Could have been.
I can't remember, but I have to look that up. We'll get our
research staff on it.
Stats department, yeah. We'll get them right on that.
Here's a look at Coach Mick Singlin. He's becoming quite the legend now.
Oh, he is.
Bloomfield.
Mick's great. We love the interaction with him. He's always got a smile on his face. Real upbeat tone to him. And I heard a thing the other day. You either give energy or you take energy. And coaches need to give energy. And that is Mick.
Opportunity here for the Knights, getting back defensively, and gonna get a penalty coming up against the Blackhawks. Not much of an argument from Abigail Fulton, and she will go and sit down in the sin bin, not before getting her picture taken. The team photographer down there, as Fulton went into the box, she kind of posed for that picture.
Is that the picture you want? You know, here was a great shot of me going to the penalty box.
And now the official going to talk to Fulton. So learning opportunity as well.
Well, at this level of hockey, that's good. You've got referees who can be teachers as well as the coaches.
Number 19, Abigail Fulton for body check.
Body checking the call. So Fulton will have to spend the next 2 minutes thinking about that body check. Blackhawks hope it is for the entire 2 minutes. Emmett goes back after it, looks up ice. Emmett, the goal scorer and captain of this Blackhawk team, takes a little bit of a hook. We're going to have a delayed penalty call coming up against the Knights, so we will skate 4-on-4. Booking the call. Kind of impeded Lily Emmett there, just enough.
Yeah, it wasn't much there, but back to your point earlier, Brad, maybe we'll see it here. And it was maybe just a second or two before that replay, but when we're teaching the kids the game, it's maybe important to go a little above and beyond in terms of the rules occasionally. And like you say, we're at 4-on-4 here for the next minute and 20.
Offensive faceoff won by Hills, but couldn't find a teammate. Million guided one in on net. Parker turned it aside quite easily. And Emmons there to pick it up. Behind the cage now, Golden has it. Out to the blue line, kept along the ice sheet by Anna Young. Lift up the stick, and Morrissey will play it out to the red line. 6:15 left to go, opening period of play. So glad you decided to tune us in here on BACB Sports. Brad Fetters alongside Andy Aubrey. Whoa, boy. That snuck up on Hannah Anderson. Got kind of caught up in her skates. And that nearly crept through the 5-hole.
Yeah, Anderson very fortunate. She was sort of nonchalanting it a little bit, and it came in on her very sort of innocuously, but she swung at it. She kind of swiped at it with her goalie stick, and it got past her, but not into the net, thankfully for her.
Mandel off the skate of a defender. Kept alive, cross the ice it goes. Maya Emmett over there, the nearest Blackhawk to the puck. And now the Knights an opportunity to carry it out of their own defensive zone. Gliding over there, Mandel will just use the net as her protection. Looks up ice. Fulton getting ready to come back out onto the ice. Blackhawks are a couple seconds away from being at full strength. So 5-on-4 hockey for the next 35 seconds. Power play opportunity now for the Blackhawks. Can they cash in? They lead this hockey game 1-0. Gardner. Instead it'll be Alberts, Emmy Alberts, out to center ice. That'll kill off some valuable PK time. Left there for Anna Young, stepping in between the Knights. And nice job with this penalty kill. Emerson Alberts, she goes by Emmy. Where's number 3 for Livingston? Beaufray. Young supplying just enough defense, upended Beaufray. And Anderson makes the save. 4:40 left to go in the first, and now Anderson will cover. The teams are skating 5-a-side. So we'll kind of get another look here at this shot from about center ice that nearly fooled Hannah Anderson. Whoa!
Yeah, where is it? Oh, thank goodness. She looks down. It's between her skates. Okay. Whew.
It's kind of one of those decisions, like, do I play it with my stick? Do I kind of make a pad save here? And she really didn't make either one, and thankfully for her, it got stuck up in her skates.
Yeah, she was fortunate indeed. Whoa.
Bukta takes a bit of a spill. Hammered along the near side boards. Couldn't connect there with Kamens. It'll be Bukta to go after it. She picks up the loose puck just short of her goal line. And getting a little bit of a forecheck there by the Blackhawks. Some fancy stick and skate work by Bukta. She goes end to end on this large Olympic sheet of ice. And finally the Blackhawks get back. Bukta will pick it up at center ice. Guides a pass over to River Smith. Smith across the red line. Now gains the offensive zone. Has it taken off her stick by Fulton. Fulton crashes into the sideboards, being harassed there by River Smith. 3:40 left to go in the first. River Smith will find McGee. McGee behind the net, looking for a teammate on the left wing side. Ariana Russell. Russell nudged off the puck. Look out. Abigail Fulton skates in. Fulton from the right side. Tried to go short side. Hannah Anderson wasn't fooled. Now they'll wave off the icing. It'll be a race for that loose puck. It'll be won by Ariana Russell. Russell with the wraparound opportunity. Knocked off the puck, no call. Losing an edge there, Ashley Vaufray. Vaufray back up on 2 skates. Spins around. Abigail Fulton supplying a little bit of a body check there, no call. She was guilty of the 2-minute minor earlier on in this period. Fulton has a big size advantage. Alien up ahead off the stick of Golden. Golden will go after it. She looks up ice, and she'll elect to go cross ice with it. Lily Emmett, the only goal of the hockey game so far. And just ahead of the play, Golden offside. Golden got a little eager there, Andy. She wanted to score the goal so she could be named BACB Sports Player of the Game. And
right, we gave her the directive. She obviously listened, but she comes in fairly unscathed. She went short side, as you mentioned, Brad, and there wasn't any opening there. So this game remains 1-0.
Under 2 minutes left to go in the first. Quick snapshot and a rebound and a goal. Initial shot by Ashley Vaufray. And that loose puck just kind of sat in the goal mouth seemingly for eternity. And it's Paige Gardner that's able to backhand it home.
11-24-16. This got to come
Yeah, well,
down
it's those rebounds that can be dangerous, and Bloomfield took advantage of it. We'll take a look at it here, Brad. It's a nice shot. The initial shot was solid. She makes the save, but it kind of squirts out behind her pads, and into the net it goes for the second goal of this game. It's now 2-0.
Now they're going to give Levin credit for the goal. We know it was Paige Gardner, number 16, so the officials not getting that one right. We know it was number 16 that backhanded it.
We have video evidence, don't we?
Paige Gardner at 13:09 of the first. Gives the Black Hawks the 2-0 lead. Paige has got to be like, come on.
What have I got to do?
Yeah, what do I got to do to get some credit around here?
Oh, yeah. Boy, and Bloomfield with the deep bench, there's been a liberal amount of substitution going on for the Blackhawks.
Morrissey on the right wing side. Bukta getting back just enough defensively to knock her off the play. Kendall Crawford right in front of the goal mouth. 2-0 Blackhawks over the Knights. Livingston United trying to make a push here in the first period and get on the scoreboard. River Smith along the left wing side, had to go wide. Golden kind of pushed her to the outside and kind of took her off her fast track. Onto the stick of Lily Emmon, who opened the scoring. Back at the 3:52 mark of the first. Paige Gardner adding the second at 13:09 of this opening period. We'll wave off the icing call. River Smith will go back. Not enough time to mount any charge. The buzzer will sound, and that will do it for our first period of play. Bloomfield Black Hawks have taken the lead. They lead at 2-0 after the first. We'll take a quick break here on BACB Sports.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Continuing coverage here, girls varsity hockey on BACB Sports. The Bloomfield Black Hawks taking on the Livingston United Knights. There's a good look at the Knights bench. Blackhawks with the early 2-0 lead after a period of play, Andy, and Blackhawks kind of getting the jump right from the get-go, and they've been able to capitalize on their opportunities.
Yeah, it started out a little unevenly, but the pace of play picked up considerably for both teams by the time the end of that period came around. And so, but I still say this, Brad, the lack of substitutions available for Livingston may come back later in this game, because if you look at those benches, there is a tremendous amount of subs available on their side. So we'll see what happens, but 2-0 so far for Bloomfield.
Yeah, Livingston just has 10 skaters dressed.
And I believe Bloomfield was missing a couple players themselves too, weren't they?
No, they have 13 dressed for this home game. Mentioned Livingston kind of made up of Howell schools, Brighton schools, and Heartland as well. Yeah, the Honey Baked. No, Jimmy John's team.
Jimmy John, is that who it is? Okay, yeah. Well, I was surprised. You know, Heartland has been such a dominant force in the sport of lacrosse, for instance. We've called their games in the past when they've come into Birmingham, and it was surprising they don't have enough players to, field their own team out there alone. It's a big district.
Bloomfield does take a few girls. I think Coach Singland said 3 from the Birmingham high schools, Seaholm and Groves. And next season, it sounds like they will also take on some student athletes from West Bloomfield. And really a shame that the numbers are down.
Yeah, it's terrible. As both coaches mentioned, COVID really had an impact on the numbers, and sort of enthusiasm waned a little bit during that time for lots of things in life. It wasn't just girls hockey, but as we all know, it was a struggle and those were challenging times. But in particular, this sport took a hit, and now it's their job to sort of bring it back. So we'll see.
Encourage anyone watching at home, come on out next season, play some hockey. As Coach Singland said, hey, if you never played before, we'll teach you how to do it.
Yeah, some of these girls are out there skating, like you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, for the first time.
Bukta in all alone, goes to the backhand and just ran out of real estate right on the doorstep. Birdie Parker again right there to make the save. Jay Boys with the opportunity on the rebound, but Lillian Bukta, biggest scoring chance thus far for the Knights, and we'll get another look at it here on our BACB Sports replay. Good deke around the defender, went to the backhand, had a wide open goal, and I don't know if it was Birdie Parker's poke check there or what, but it was just enough, and Bukta couldn't guide that one in.
I predict she will stay awake tonight, remembering that moment and thinking about how she just missed it. What a great opportunity. Certainly the best by far for Livingston so far in this game.
Would have trimmed this Hills lead in half. Instead, it still remains 2-0. Livingston able to win the draw. Bukta fired a shot that's blocked right out in front. Now look out. Outlet pass up ahead. Jada Morsi. And getting back defensively, River Smith held up Morsi. And she kind of swung her stick around. River Smith making the biggest defensive play of the afternoon so far for the Knights. Morsi along with River Smith, they tangle up again. Coming up from the blue line, Claire nicely. Odd man opportunity now for the Knights. Jay Boys stepped into there by Fulton. Bolton has done a tremendous job along the blue line. Top defenseman for Bloomfield this afternoon. Wrist shot, misses its mark. Angled off the backboards. Flung forward. Skitters down the ice. Will it reach the end line? It will. No icing call, however. Golden on the far side. Knocked off the puck by Russell. Russell between the circles. Had her shot blocked. Now Anderson will have to trap it with 11:42 remaining in the second.
Well, the Knights have had some opportunities here in this second period. We saw one of the best, obviously, just a couple minutes ago. But even there was some pressure on their part, and that's all you got to do. Just keep flinging it towards the net. Good things will happen.
Birdie Parker. Standing tall. Last line of defense. Now Parker makes the glove save. Take another look here at the previous scoring attempt for the Knights. Just slashed at. Redirected right in on Birdie Parker.
And she's been sharp as she's needed to be.
Actually kicks
That
off a
could've- yeah.
defenseman's skate.
That would have been friendly fire had that one gone in. So
Anderson will play that off to the side with the glove. Jane Brush. And it's Anna Young defensively. Backhands it up to Bolton. Over skates it just a bit. Crowd oohs and ahs. Now in. Birdie Parker once again directs it over into this near side corner. Anna Young turns, looks up ice. Will keep it. Anna Young gains the offensive zone. Trailing teammates join the fray. Young goes into that far side corner. Wrapped along the blue line. Vermillion played it forward. Golden back behind her own net. Twists a pass over to Lily Emmon. Emmon down the left wing side. Slams on the brakes right at the blue line. And midst of a change. And now the play was brought in offsides.
well, we've hit a bit of a lull here in the last few minutes of this second period. We'll call it the mid-game blues for lack of a better term, but Bloomfield's done everything they've needed to do to keep this 2-goal lead. They've had a tremendous amount of scoring opportunities themselves in this period. The Knights, on the other hand, have. They just have not been able to put the puck in the net. So if they maintain their composure and that pressure, good things will happen for them.
Banked off the sideboards, but thrown back in by the Black Hawks. Aaron Mandel. And Bloomfield now will chase after it. Up to the blue line, but out to the neutral zone. Played forward back in. The Blackhawks have to tag up. They will, and they'll wave off the icing call once again. Mandel trying to connect with Maya Emmett.
That's okay.
Mandel threw it forward, and now we will get the icing call. It'll stop play with 9:09 left to go in the second.
Now, I have noticed they have waved off icing a number of times in this game, and I think that's for the good of the game, is the flow of the game, maybe. Discretionary-wise, it's probably valid refereeing technique just to, let's keep playing. Let's keep the game going. I'm okay with that.
A little confusion there by the Knights. Penny Carlton wasn't sure if she should come off. Emmy Alberts alongside Penny Carlton along that blue line for Livingston. Penny Carlton making the play along the near side boards. Comes all the way out to the center ice face-off circle. Olivia Randall, first time we've called her name, wears 25 for Bloomfield. Anna Young has it now, trying to set something up offensively as Livingston looks for their first goal of the game. Ashley Vaufray has it. Vaufray looks up ice. Maya Emmon will be the Black Hawk that goes in after it. Emmon tried to center it, had a couple Black Hawks there. Now an opportunity for the Knights. 3-on-2 if they can gain the zone. Penny Carlton play the right wing spot. Hill's looking to change. And offside, the call. Eight minutes exactly left to go in the middle frame. Neutral zone face-off coming up. Skyla McGee will take it for Livingston. Countered in the dot by Jada Morsi. 2-0 lead for Bloomfield. Goals by Lily Emmon and Paige Gardner in the first period, our only scoring of the hockey game.
Well, we'll come back down in the Birmingham Bloomfield. I'm just saying Birmingham, I'm used to that, but the Bloomfield end, and have a face-off to the left, Birdie Parker.
He will take the draw here for Livingston. It'll be Morsi once again for Bloomfield. The collision, uh-oh, look out. Jane Brush, check that, that's number 6, Kate Vaufray. Bukta, she's a threat to score. Bukta gonna go around the net, tries the wraparound, and it clanked off the post. Puck still loose. Really got to account for number 71 in gray.
Yeah, Brad, that was a 3-on-1. They had a tremendous scoring opportunity. She came around the net from behind and looked like she was going to put it in, but it just didn't happen. Parker was equal to the task.
Now it's River Smith along the right wing side. Tries to go around the defender. Stood up there. Nice job defensively. Anna Young. All of a sudden, Livingston has a bit of a boost here, as they've had the majority of the scoring chances in the second period. 6:35 left to go in the second. River Smith behind the Livingston cage. As they will vacate the zone. Abigail Fulton stops it, looks up ice, kind of thwacked it. A wave off the icing. They'll say a Blackhawk player could have played that puck. Left there. Oh, that's a hard body check. Anna Young laying the lumber. And delay penalty coming up. So we'll get another look here at this Lillian Bukta scoring chance.
Yeah, she had circled all the way in on a 3-on-1 break and decided she elected to take it herself. Here it is. She came around the net. Beautiful puck control, and it looked like she had a great opportunity to put the first goal of the game in the net for Livingston, but it was not meant to be, as Abigail Fulton was there defensively.
My apologies, I thought we had a delayed penalty call coming up, but it was a delayed offside.
Yeah.
Two officials don't have linesmen to pay attention to.
No, apparently not. And I was looking, one of those refs looked like he was not doing very well. He's been skating around with his hands on his knees. I don't know if he took a shot or what happened, but sort of keep an eye on him.
Centering pass right in the slot. Failed opportunity by Jane Brush. 2-0 Bloomfield over Livingston. 5:05 left to go in the second. Redfeathers alongside Andy Aubrey. Scoring opportunity here for the Knights across the goal mouth. Post-to-post save made by Birdie Parker.
And Parker has been great at ice level. It is one thing Livingston has not been able to do is lift that puck on more than one of their scoring opportunities. Had they gotten it up high, they would have put the puck in the net. But everything's been ice level for them, and Parker has been equal to the task. Let's see if we can't take another look at this last one, in fact. And she's been very good keeping that pad right on the ice. They always say keep your stick on the ice. If you're a goaltender, keep that pad down. And that one had saved a goal on that particular opportunity.
Emmy Albert's right there as well for Livingston. Save of the game so far for Birdie Parker.
Yeah, she's still pitching a shutout.
It's kept Livingston off the scoreboard. 2-0 our score. Ariana Russell. McGee was right on the doorstep. River Smith deep in her own zone. Unable to get much on that pass attempt. Smith nudged it forward. Glazier. Goes and gets it. Changes direction. Glazier. The alternate captains. Tape pass to Ashley Beaufray. Beaufray tried to nudge it forward. Instead, Aaron Mandel will have to retrieve and get it. Through the blue painted area of the Hills crease into the near side corner. Glazier up to the blue line, trapped there by Bukta. Bukta, the main scoring threat for this Livingston squad. Ashley Beaufray goes wide, getting hooked. No call, guided to the net, and Anderson will glove it.
Well, this sport it's a labor of love, you'd have to admit. I was at the car wash yesterday, and it was a guy he was obviously a goalie. He had an SUV, and he had all of his equipment on the roof of his car. He was vacuuming it up. 2 sets of goalie pads, 4 sticks, 2 helmets. I mean, and I've been thinking about all these players. They travel all over the state. And there was the last save made by the Knights to maintain this 2-goal deficit for Livingston. But it was a lot of work just getting all that equipment out of his car and getting it back in.
Rather than washing and vacuuming his car, he might have thought about maybe washing his hockey equipment. Because I can assure you, hockey equipment reeks.
It sure
it
does.
stinks.
If you've ever been in a hockey locker room, you know what he's talking about, folks. Yeah. It sure does. It's a little gamey.
The rich smell of ammonia. That's not one scent you want to bottle up. As Birdie Parker bottles up that shot attempt. 2:42 left to go in the second. So the Knights have really kind of sort of dictated play here in the second period.
Yeah, I would agree with that. In fact, that shot there was an example of something they had not been able to do thus far, which is get a little loft on the shot. Parker, again, was kind of straight into her midsection, but she made the save, a good save. And but the Knights indeed have been able to sort of keep their foot on the gas here, and you have to believe one's going to sneak through eventually, but up till now that has not been the case, and Birdie has been sharp in net, as sharp as she's needed to be. Her defense has been strong too. Let's make sure we give credit where credit's due on the defensive side of the game for Bloomfield Hills. They've been resisting the pressure of Livingston and been able to keep this 2-0.
The Knights again supplying the pressure. Reaching out with the stick, Jay Boys. And Boys will go after it. Boys along the end boards. Emmy Alberts tangled up there, couldn't play it. 2:05 left to go now in the second. And a poke check by Carlton. A shot attempt by Boys, and another glove save by Parker.
Well, we're just under 2 minutes now in the second period, and we'll take a look at these last two saves by Birdie, and this is going to be the first one, I believe. We'll see that. She covers up. No rebound. That's important. And this was the second one. Bloomfield not able to get the puck out of the zone.
Good wrist shot.
The Knights, they're getting the shots on net. They've not been able to land one yet.
Skylar McGee going to take the draw here for the Knights. It's one. River Smith along the blue line. Wrister stick save and a beauty by Birdie Parker. She kind of gave that one a little bit of authority as well. She guided it over to that far side. That's a good goaltender that can kind of position those rebounds where she wants them.
Yep, absolutely. You can tell she's comfortable back there. Ooh.
Lily Emmon. Coach Singlin officially saying Birdie Parker's kind of got some free reign back there in goal.
Well, you earn that, and she's obviously earned it. So
Bukta, we know how dangerous she is with the puck, knocked off of it by Lily Emmon. Lily Emmon has had one heck of a hockey game. She opened the scoring and has kind of been the main piece to this Black Hawk puzzle. She now twists and turns, left face-off circle, high rising shot. I think it kind of caught Hannah Anderson by surprise. Anderson says she's okay, everybody's good to go. Not too often you see a goaltender wear the captain's C.
No, that's true. That's a good point. She has obviously earned that title with her teammates, and here's the last scoring opportunity. This one by Bloomfield Hills. It was, in fact, a rising shot. Came right up on her. But
blocker save.
The block save. Rebound comes out, but no harm.
I'm trying to think. Did Henrik Lundqvist wear the captaincy for the Rangers?
He might have. Now you're asking me New York Ranger trivia, and I'm not quite sure.
Carey Price, maybe, with the Canadians. Oh, 5-hole goal. Lily Emmon, her second goal of the hockey game.
Well, this has got to be frustrating for Anderson. She had made save after save to keep this a 2-goal game, and you have to believe that they're still in striking distance at that point. And at 3-0, it starts to get a little more difficult, especially with a looming third period and very few substitutions available for the Knights.
Get multiple looks here at this Lily Emmon goal. Kind of over on that right face-off circle, and you wonder if Hannah Anderson was thinking she was going to go top shelf, the high riser again. And Emmon kept it low along the ice and was able to get it 5-hole through the pads of Hannah Anderson.
Yeah, and it was at extra, just a half tick that she maintained possession. Sort of double clutched it almost, but just maintained for an extra split second. I think threw the timing of Anderson off and wasn't expecting the shot to come in when it did, and got past her. And that's going to do it now here. A minute, 1 second, 1.3 seconds left in the second period before these teams take a breather for the second intermission, and the face-off is going to be back down in the Bloomfield end with, again, 1.39 seconds left here in the second period.
I guess it was Roberta Luongo of the Vancouver Canucks that I was thinking of that was captain for Vancouver back in the day. So,
yeah,
that'll do it. 2 periods of hockey in the books. Bloomfield Black Hawks out to a 3-0 lead. The insurance goal scored in this period by Lily Emmon. She's got 2 in the game. We'll take a quick break here on BACB Sports. Don't go anywhere.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Welcome back inside the Detroit Skating Club. Brad Fetters with Andy Aubrey. There's a look at our goaltenders. Hannah Anderson, last line of defense for Livingston United. And there's Birdie Parker. Parker has been outstanding through 2 periods, has shut down this Livingston United offense. Lillian Bukta, 71 for Livingston, has been all over the ice tonight. Stand-up block. Ashley Beaufray overskated and then just dumped back in. Blackhawks will chase after it. Enjoy that 3-0 lead. Lily Emmon opened up the scoring. Paige Gardner had a late first period goal that gave the Blackhawks the 2-0 lead. And then with 42 seconds remaining in the second period, Lily Emmon added on her second goal of the game to give the Blackhawks the 3-0 lead. That's where we sit right now. Minute gone by, third period of play.
And it feels as though the Livingston Knights have had their chances. And so you'd have to say that it's been Parker to thank for keeping them off the board completely, but they've had their shots.
I would say right now you got to think Birdie Parker in the running for BACB Sports Player of the Game, along with Lily Emmon. All depends on if you like offense or defense. Hannah Anderson thought about kind of creeping out, maybe playing the player there rather than the puck. It was kind of a strange occurrence.
That was weird. She kind of did a
Quick
quick
about
movement,
maybe,
like deked at her, yeah.
Thinking about supplying maybe a little bit of a body check, Dominic Hasek style.
Yeah, those goalies, they got a little attitude too. Don't underestimate them.
Wraparound opportunity. Oh, it's cleared out defensively by Livingston. Now a sprawling effort made by Anderson. Anna Young defensively. Ooh, boy, what a play by her just to kind of lay the body on the line.
Yeah, that was really strange. That was an odd turn of events there, but no harm done to Anderson.
Let's take another look here. And once again, it's Anna Young defensively. Kind of sprawls out across the goal mouth as she saves it from going, and then she kind of falls down. And
that was a weird one.
Anna Young, whoa, saved a goal there.
Very fortunate that did not go in their net.
Million goes after it, turns it up ice. Tried to thread one through, and instead it'll go over the end line. Anna Young back defensively, looks up ice. Swings a pass over to the far side. Karam's off the end boards and kind of flutters down along the ice surface. And the Alberts on this left wing side along with Vermillion. Vermillion leaves it for Jay Boys. Boys in the slot. Vermillion. Boys with this chance. Parker makes the save. Boy, oh boy. Anna Young traps it along the blue line. Young winds up. Her shot knocked down in front. Abigail Fulton, end to end, and then knocked off by Anna Young. Young is having herself a good period now. Bloomfield looking to change, and that'll allow Young to walk right in and score. Anna Young with the takeaway, and then the breakaway goal puts Livingston on the board.
That's exactly what happened, Brad. The Bloomfield Hills team got caught in a change. It was a 2-on-none. And Anna Young makes no mistake. You can see it here. She had the trailer. Albert's coming behind her. No need for that. She just lifted it high. And Birdie Parker could do nothing but look behind her. And we have a 3-1 game now.
3:38 mark of the third. Top shelf where Mama stores the cookies.
That's it. Well, this game has a way of evening itself out. That was right and proper, I think, because Livingston has had tremendous scoring opportunities, just have not been able to bury any. And that one was, I won't say too easy, but it was a tremendous opportunity they made good on.
Give Rivers Smith and Emmy Alberts the assist.
They almost had another one there.
So what a sequence there for Anna Young. She's the defenseman that made the play along the goal mouth to keep it from going across the goal line, and then comes down and streaks down the left wing side and absolutely buries a rocket. Gives Livingston their first goal of the hockey game and has drawn them within 2. Looking for the answer right back and looking for the hat trick now, Lily Emmon. Pad save made by Hannah Anderson. Guided through the goal mouth once again, all the way out to the far side. Gathered up there. And action. Teams trading opportunities now. Another wraparound chance. What do you think, Andy? 3-goal lead, most dangerous lead in hockey?
It can be. It absolutely can be. And, you know, with time ticking away, Livingston's going to want to try and cut it to 1 as soon as possible. They don't want to have a 2-goal deficit to try and make up. Meantime, Bloomfield looking to add.
There's that high riser by Emmon. So Lily Emmon supplying the offense tonight for Bloomfield. Right face-off circle. That's the one where she tried to go 5-hole on Hannah Anderson.
Yeah, she got forced a little wide on that, probably wider than she wanted to. Had a fairly extreme angle. She did put the puck on that, but that right blocker pad of Anderson did the job to keep it out of the net.
3-1 our score. Bloomfield over Livingston. 9:20 left to go in the third period of play. Bloomfield got out to an early 2-0 lead after the first period of play. Added on their third goal of the hockey game late in the second. And Livingston, the lone goal scored here in the third. It was scored by Anna Young. Draws them within 2. 3-1 our score. 9 minutes now left to go in the third period. So glad you decided to tune us in here on BACB Sports. Those of you watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, get notification of when all of our programming is available to you. Not only the Birmingham area cable board sports, but Bloomfield Township's programming. Your hardworking staff does a tremendous job. All kinds of content available to you right here on YouTube. Kottmeyer, our director today, calling all the shots in the live truck, making sure everything looks good and sounds good. Man has been busy the past couple days.
He has been. He is. He's here at every sport, just like we are.
It's kind of like the Energizer Bunny.
He is. A man who brings with him tremendous credentials, by the way. He's worked with professionals, and I'm not just talking about us.
Lily working replay, Canon audio. Lee, technical director tonight. Dan on one of the cameras. Rizzo on one of the cameras as well. Jalen operating a camera.
Got a nice finite little family here on a Sunday afternoon at the Detroit Skate Club.
Think I got everybody. Andy Aubrey, I'm Brad Fetters. Livingston looking to break out from their own defensive zone. Bukta still has it. Goes to the forehand.
That was amazing.
Parker.
Very, very solid scoring opportunity with the puck handling. That was a little bit of a Datsuk-esque puck.
Datsukian?
Datsukian, yeah. The puck on a string there, then stuck to her stick with the move. Boom. Oh, nice save. Big save.
They called him the Magic Man.
He could play a little.
Just a little bit. Russell. Knights have sort of tilted the ice, so to speak, in the second and third periods.
Yeah, I think, these teams, I was thinking about it a minute or two ago, have been very evenly matched. Even though it's 3-1 on the scoreboard, I'd have to say that Livingston has acquitted themselves very nicely here for being a little short-staffed.
Jada Morrissey. Short side chance for Gardner. Gardner has a goal in this hockey game. Watches it bounce off her skate. And now Livingston will vacate their own zone. And down the left wing side, Ariana Russell will win the foot race to that loose puck. Stepping up, Bukta overskated it. This is going to create an odd man rush. Gardner on the right wing side. Gardner floats one in, long rebound. Oh, what's Hannah Anderson doing? My, oh my, I don't know what transpired there. Did Anderson think that puck was in?
Maybe. She sort of gave up on it. It's amazing that it didn't land in the net, and with the 3-1 breakaway like that was, 3-on-1, and the Knights are very fortunate that this game remains 3-1.
I can't wait to get another look at this, because Anderson makes the initial save, and then she sort of vacated the goal. Is Edmond looking for the hat trick? Oh, what a move! Lily Edmond with the hat trick. My, oh my.
Wow, this was artistry in motion, and we'll get a quick look at it here in a second, but 3-on-none, and we're seeing a little more of that as this game goes on. Some of the legs are getting tired out there, you can tell, but the deke and then wide open net actually looked like it got hung up in Anderson's pads or skate, and so the initial stop was made, but it sort of just dribbled off behind her into the net. So it's the fourth goal of the game, 4-1 with 5:10 to play here in regulation.
Lily Edmond, the first period goal, a second period goal, and now a third period goal. Too bad that protective netting is up along the glass. Nobody could throw their hats out onto the ice.
Right, the good times.
Now another scoring chance. Brush fired over top the cage. And ooh, now you got a couple players going into the end boards. That was a dangerous looking spill.
It sounded pretty good too.
And I think that is Jane Brush trying to skate it off. But she went skate first into those end boards. And to say they don't have any give is an understatement. Now one's going to creep through. And I believe that was Lily Edmond again. I think this is going to be her fourth goal of the hockey game. Let's see who got the shot off.
9 from 8 and 4. 9, 8.
I think it's going to be Edmond.
Well, it's been, you can tell Bloomfield Hills has definitely turned up the power in the last few minutes here. This third period, we'll see this last opportunity. And,
A little backhanded.
the Knights doing a little standing around, unfortunately, and poor Anderson was not, she didn't even see it. It just kind of went between her legs. And into the net.
44 seconds between goals. Edmond gets her fourth goal of this hockey game. I think it's safe to say we have our BACB Sports Player of the Game.
Yeah, I think she's in the lead at the moment. We'll put it that way.
So now all of a sudden Livingston is going to need some instant offense. Skylar McGee guides it deep into her offensive zone. 3:35 left to go. 5-1 now. Bloomfield with the lead. 2 third-period goals has pushed that lead up to 4. Battle for that loose puck. Finally gathered up by Mandel. Mandel played it to herself. Kind of finesses it through the neutral zone. 5-1. Bloomfield in front of Livingston. Exactly 3 minutes now remaining in regulation. We'll have a face-off coming up. Livingston will use the stoppage in play to bring 5 fresh skaters out onto the ice. Essentially changing one line for the other. That's all they have. 2 lines.
And if you're Bloomfield Hills, it's just a matter of holding the puck, really, at this point. You're going to run this last 3 minutes out. They're up 5-1, and both sides have played a fairly sound hockey game. It's been clean. We've only had a couple penalties.
Livingston not quite ready to give up yet. Young has it. Young keeps it. Centering pass comes all the way out. Million shot. Changes direction. Kind of give credit to the Black Hawks. They have clogged up some shooting lanes. They've blocked a lot of shots.
Yeah, and they weathered that storm briefly in the second period when it looked like the Knights were sort of coming on a little stronger. And when they scored their first goal, made it 3-1, you sort of sense that momentum shifting in their direction at that point. But as you so eloquently stated, Brad, the Knights got tough, and they turned up the defense. And their goaltender, Birdie Parker, has been stellar all day today. So they weathered that storm and turned away the resurging Knights, and then ended up putting a couple more goals of their own back in.
Beaufray. Livingston gonna have to hurry now. Under 2 minutes left to go in the third. Emmy Alberts knocked down at center ice. Our ice level microphone picking up some of those stick noises.
And nobody coasting in at this game. There's a lot of hard work going on for both sides still.
Seconds left to go. And we do have a delayed penalty call coming up. That stoppage in play. The referee will signal cross-checking. And it's going to go against Jada Morrissey, who's going to plead her case.
Yeah, she's out there sort of campaigning to avoid the penalty.
And the referee's showing her exactly what you did. You took the stick like this across your body and put it up against the defender. The true definition of a cross check.
Yeah. That would be a you can't do that moment.
1:09 left to go in the third, so we'll skate 5-on-4. Livingston with the man advantage. Their last power play opportunity was short-lived as they took a penalty to put us back at 4-on-4. That was all the way back in the first period. You mentioned hardly any penalties in this hockey game. Just 2 minor penalties against Bloomfield and 1 against Livingston. Wraparound chance. Really impressed by Lillian Bukta.
Yeah, she's played a good game. I still go back to the defense of Bloomfield. They've done a nice job on some of these rushes, pushing the opportunity to the outer edge, which is exactly what you're supposed to do.
They didn't start Morrissey's penalty time, so that clock hasn't started. Parker makes another bad save. So Morrissey's just going to be stuck in the penalty box all afternoon.
She's there for the rest of time.
And now they're going to put 14 seconds up on the big board. Got a little worried there. I almost, when you look up at the big board, 14:08. Uh-oh, what happened? But no, it's 14.08 seconds. Apparently we have hundredths of a second up there.
Yeah, we do. And in fact, we'll see it there. That was that last opportunity. And this game may not be ending a moment too soon. It's gotten a little chippy the last couple exchanges, but it said like 45 minutes and 20-some seconds, and it was like, no, that's 45 seconds. Oh, okay, good. Just checking.
Not too many hockey rinks have hundredths of seconds on the big board. And that will do it. 5-1 our score. Well played hockey game by both teams. Really just a little bit better tonight by the Bloomfield Black Hawks. Lily Emmon, a fabulous hockey game. Ends up with 4 goals. Birdie Parker, tremendous once again in net. Teammates come out to congratulate her. The two teams will come together at center ice. The customary handshake line. Andy Aubrey, before we send you downstairs to interview our BACB Sports Player of the Game, let's get your final thoughts.
Well, I think both these teams gave everything they had. It was a closely contested hockey game for the better part of it until this third period when Bloomfield sort of took the lead for good with the 5-1 final score by putting 2 very important goals in that third period. But neither team left anything else but all they had out there, and it was an enjoyable game to watch and cover, Brad, and we're going to see if we can't get a word from one of the stars here in a couple minutes.
Take a quick break here on BACB Sports, but it'll be our post-game coverage, including Andy Aubrey's Player of the Game interview. That's next right here on BACB Sports.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Okay, we are here now with our BACB Sports Player of the Game, number 9, Lily Emmon. Lily, 4 goals. Unbelievable effort by you and your team tonight. We talked a little bit about it beforehand. Have you had an offensive performance like this much before?
Yeah, I can't really remember if I have or not, but yeah, it's been a while since I've done that.
So you're going to sleep really, really good tonight. What about their team? I felt like they matched you sort of. Your goaltender kept you in it. But tell us, from your perspective, kind of how this game played out.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty even both ways. I mean, they had a lot of good skaters, and there was even shots both sides, I would say. So, yeah, it was pretty even.
Yeah. And they didn't have the substitutions you had the luxury of with their bench. But so I think you kind of just wore them down, but the third period was big the way you kind of just put it out of reach at that point. Now let's talk a little bit about your team in general. You obviously had such a great year last year, but were there a tremendous amount of graduations? Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, so there were about 12 seniors last year. They graduated, and then, yeah, we lost a few other players. So this year has really been like a rebuilding year where we just try to get new players to try out the sport and just see if they like it, and yeah, just like improve their skills, and yeah.
So talk for a second before we wrap up about Coach Mick. What's it like playing for him?
Yeah, it's been really fun. I've been playing for him for 3 years, and yeah, I really love all the coaches and like the way that they run the team, and yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congratulations to you and your team. You looked great tonight. Everybody was on their game. Their goaltender was tough, kept them in it, but Birdie Parker matched her and then some. So we'll wrap it up from down here from now. Again, congrats to your team, the Blackhawks. Outstanding performance. And we'll send it back to Brad to wrap us up.
All right, a big thank you to my broadcast partner, Andy Aubrey. Congratulations to our BACB Sports Player of the Game, Lily Emmon. 4 goals in the hockey game, including 2 big insurance goals in that third period of play. Paige Gardner adding on the other goal for the Bloomfield Black Hawks. Anna Young, the lone goal scorer for Livingston, back in the third period, but it wasn't enough as Birdie Parker was sharp all afternoon long for the Bloomfield Black Hawks. So once again, Lily Emmon with 4 goals, Paige Gardner with the 5th, Anna Young the lone goal for Livingston here this afternoon. I'd like to give a big thanks to our talented BACB Sports crew, including our director this afternoon, Mike Kottmeyer. For my broadcast partner, Andy Aubrey, I'm Brad Federer saying so long. We'll see you next time. Once again, the final score, the Bloomfield Black Hawks 5, Livingston United Knights 1. Thank you so much for watching this BACB Sports production.